In this video, we are going to introduce truth tables. Truth tables are a way to organize all the possible truth values of a compound statement based on whether or not the original simple statements are true or false. Our goal is to construct truth tables for negations, conjunctions, and disjunctions. And remember that conjunctions are and disjunctions are or. And we will also use truth tables to determine the truth value of a compound statement. So we're going to start off with the simple truth tables for negations, conjunctions, and disjunctions. Before we begin, I'm going to write two simple statements that I'm going to call P and Q that we can use as our examples as we go through these truth tables. So I'm going to call P the statement, I have a dog. And Q is going to be, I have a cat. And these statements might be true or false. Remember, statements can be true or false. This is what a truth table looks like for just one statement, P. And remember that little squiggle means the negation of P or not P. So not P would be the statement, if P is I have a dog, not P is I do not have a dog. And if the original statement is true, the negation would be false. And if the original statement is false, the negation would be true. So when we do a negation in a truth table, we just change the truth values to the opposite. If you have T, you switch it to F. If you have F, you switch it to T. So a truth table for a negation just shows that not P has the opposite truth values of P. Now we're going to do a truth table for a conjunction. And remember, conjunction is and. So if I had the symbolic statement P and Q, using those same P and Q statements that I wrote at the beginning, this statement, this compound statement, would be I have a dog and I have a cat. Now, when I join those two simple statements with the word and, this compound statement is only true if it's true that I have both of those things. So if I actually have a dog and I have a cat, then that is a true statement. But if one of those is false, then the whole statement is false. So if I say I have a dog and I have a cat, but I really don't have a cat, then the whole statement is false. Or if I have a cat but I don't have a dog, the whole statement's false. And if I have neither a dog nor a cat, then the whole statement is false. So the only way this is true is if both simple statements are true. So in my truth table, the row where both P and Q are true is the only row where the compound statement is going to be true. In all the other rows, it will be false. So if it's true that I have a dog, but false that I have a cat, then this is a false statement. If it's false that I have a dog and true that I have a cat, then this is a false statement. And if both of those are false, it's a false statement. Again, the only way it's true is if both are true. So to summarize that, a conjunction is only true when both statements are true. And I would write that even more simply in your notes. This is like our mantra for and whenever we encounter it in a truth table, only true when both are true. So I would put that in your notes if I were you, and possibly this simple truth table right here, because this is going to be like a building block for more complicated truth tables that will come later. Now we're going to talk about a truth table for a disjunction. This is our third type in this video, and the last one in the next video we'll add on the if-thens and the if and only ifs. So for or, remember, or is that symbol that looks like a capital V. So for P or Q, using those same simple statements, the compound statement would be I have a dog, or I have a cat. And this statement has a different meaning than the one we just did where we had and in between. I have a dog or I have a cat. The way or works in logic is it means one or the other or both. So if I have a dog but I don't have a cat, that's a true statement. If I have a cat but I don't have a dog, that's a true statement. If I have both a cat and a dog, it's still a true statement. The only way this is a false statement is if I have neither a dog nor a cat. So if both of those are false, then it's a false statement. In all other cases, it's true. So the rule for or is it's only false if both are false. So in the last row of this truth table, both are false. That's going to be false. All other cases will be true. So again, a disjunction is only false when both statements are false. And again, I'd write that in your notes. Only false when both are false. So for and, you're going to say to yourself, only true when both are true. For or, only false when both are false. Now we're going to look at an example where we take a compound statement and we organize all the possible truth values. Let P and Q represent the following simple statements. P is I ate hot Cheetos. Q is I ate Takis. The symbolic representation of I ate hot Cheetos or I did not eat Takis would be P or not Q. So to figure out in which cases that compound statement is true and in which cases it's false, based on whether or not P and Q are true and false, we organize a truth table. And we're always going to start truth tables for two statements with this part here on the left. For P, we will always put true, true, false, false. And for Q, we will always put true, false, true, false. So it will always start like this. And basically what that is a list of all possible combined truth values for two statements. They could both be true, the first one true, the second false, the first false, the second true, or both false. So it's all their possible combined truth values. Always start like that. And then if you have any little negations of either P or Q, I usually do those first. So we're going to do not Q shows up in this statement. So that's going to be the first column. And not P doesn't show up, so we don't need to negate P, just Q. And then we're going to join together P or not Q for our final column. So the first step, and I like to use, especially if I'm on an iPad where I can highlight and erase, I like to use a highlighter to highlight the column that I'm using. So if I'm negating Q, I'm going to highlight Q just so I know what to look at. Or if you're on pencil and paper, you can kind of like make a little mark to indicate which column you're looking at that you can then erase, and because we're going to move around the truth table as we go. So for not Q, I take all those truth values of the Q column and switch them to their opposite. So T will become F, F becomes T, T becomes F, and F becomes T. So those just switch to their opposite. Then I'm going to erase my highlighting, and I go on to the next column. In the next column, P or not Q, I'm going to be using the column for P and the column for not Q. So I'm going to highlight those, or we could just make a little mark underneath them to indicate which columns we're using. And the rule that's joining them is the or rule. So I think to myself, what's the rule for or? Only false if both are false. So I look at this table and I'm like, where are they both false? They're both false in the third row. So that's going to be false. All the other cases They're not both false, so those are going to be true. So what this means, this last column is my final answer. What that tells me is that statement, I ate hot Cheetos or I did not eat Takis, that's a true statement unless, in this third row, the first part is false and the second part is true. So if it's false that I ate hot Cheetos and true that I ate Takis, then this is a false statement. In all other cases, it's a true statement. Here's one more example. This time we don't know what the simple statements are for P and Q, but we can still construct a truth table. And the training wheels have come off a bit because we have to fill out the top row and we need to fill out the part under P and Q. Under P and Q, we will always start the same way. For P, we're going to put true, true, false, false. And for Q, true, false, true, false. So that's, again, all the possible truth combinations, both true, true then false, false then true, or both false. And now for the top row, I'm going to look and see if I have any simple negations. I do have not P and I do have not Q. So those are going to be my first two columns, not P, not Q. And then parts inside parentheses, we're starting with the small parts and building up to the final statement. The last column of the truth table is going to be the whole statement. But inside parentheses, P and not Q are joined right here. So that's going to be my next column, P and not Q. And then I'm going to join together that with the squiggly P or not P at the beginning to form the whole thing. So not P or parenthesis P and not Q. So I take the smaller parts and build up to the entire statement. Now for my first step, I'm going to negate P. So I look at the P column, and I'm just going to use a little arrow to point to where I'm looking. So in that P column, I take all those truth values and switch them to their opposite. T, T, F, F becomes F, F, T, T. Then I'm going to erase, and I'm now going to negate Q. So I make a little mark under Q, and I take those Q values and switch them to their opposite. So instead of T, F, T, F, it becomes F, T, F, T. I'm going to erase that little mark again. And in the next column, I'm joining together P and not Q. So the rule that I need to use is the rule for and, which is only true if both are true. So I'm going to put little marks underneath P and not Q, because those are the two parts that are being joined together with and. So I'm looking at those two columns, and I say to myself, only true if both are true. Where are they both true? They're both true in the second row. So that's the case where it's going to be true. And in all other cases, we have true and false, false and false, false and true. Those all will come out false because it's only true if both are true. Okay, so now I'm done with that column. I erase my arrows again. And in my last column, I'm joining together not P, which is right here, with that statement, that compound statement that we just did, the last column we did, and I'm joining those together with an or symbol. So the rule for or, only false if both are false. And I look at those two columns and I'm like, okay, where are they both false? They're both false in the top row. And it's only false if both are false, so I put a false in that row. In all the other rows, I've got false then true, true then false, true then false. There's no other place where they were both false, so these are all going to be true. And so, again, this last column is our final answer. And what it means is this compound statement is true in all cases except the case where both of the original statements are true. Then the compound statement's false. In all other cases, it's true.